What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Thursday, March 13th, 2025. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $15 best bet, head to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Got lots of action on the board today. Got early action 5-pack from College Hoops. Got a play of the day for $15. Couple of 3-packs, my mid-major money ball, and I got an NHL power play if you're looking for the best bet that I love on tonight's NHL card. Got that up there as well. But remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. But we're here to talk about the 9-game NHL card that we have on the board on Thursday. Feeling a little bit under the weather. Almost try to make it a special wraparound with maybe a parlay for you guys. That might be what someone will do in the future if I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. But we're going to go through the full card. We're going to talk about it. Let's not wait any longer. You guys know the drill. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game comes to us from the Wells Fargo Center, where the Philadelphia Flyers take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. And these are just two teams that are headed in different directions. I know that the Tampa Bay Lightning, took one on the chin against the Florida Panthers when they squared off against the in-state rival, and then they got on a nice little win streak, and then they lost back-to-back games to Boston and Carolina. But Philadelphia, just when you thought maybe this Flyers team was turning the corner out of the Four Nations break, have now lost 5 straight. All those games have been at home during this homestand. They've been outscored by a combined score of 22-8 in those 5 games. It has not been a good look for the Flyers whatsoever. Just can't get out of their own way. And now the Tampa Bay Lightning come to town. Yeah, the Lightning are sub 500 on the road this season, but they are clearly the better team. And as far as I'm concerned, they are just not a team that I just want to step in front of right now. So give me the Tampa Bay Lightning on the money line or in regulation if you want to get it to a much more decent price. But either way, it's a Lightning for me in this one. Now we head to the Nationwide Arena for a matchup between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Vegas Golden Knights. And if you follow me here on the wraparound, you know exactly where I'm going with this one. I'm taking Columbus at home. I mean, we're catching plus money with the Columbus Blue Jackets, where they played their best hockey, 20 wins in 30 home games so far this season. And while I love me some Vegas Golden Knights hockey, I like it a lot more when it's in Vegas. But on the road, this team is not necessarily the same. They're 24-7-3 at home. On the road, though, 14-12-4. This Golden Knights team has a backloaded road schedule, so a lot of road games to close out the regular season. I think that could be problematic for them. I'm going to go with the Columbus Blue Jackets, so in this one, plus the 1.5, and put someone on the money line as well. Now we head to the PPG Paints Arena for a matchup between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the St. Louis Blues. And again, two teams heading in different directions. The Pittsburgh Penguins were the originators of the do not bet list for hockey. This is just a team that was so wildly inconsistent. And while they have won 6 of the last 7 meetings with the St. Louis Blues, a lot of those games came, a long time ago. These two teams have not met this season. They haven't met since December of 2023. Right now, Pittsburgh, they're on back-to-back wins over Minnesota and Vegas, but they've still lost 7 of their last 10, while St. Louis has won 7 of their last 10, 6 of their last 8 to shorten the sample size, and picked up some key road wins over LA, Anaheim, Washington. So the Blues are playing really well since this Four Nations break. I think they get the job done in this one as well. I'm going to take the Blues on the money line in this game. Now we head to this matchup between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Florida Panthers. And I'm going with the under in this one. And it's a lean, but I think it's very telling that, between two talented offensive units like Florida and Toronto, that we only have a total set at 5.5 in this game. That's because these two teams don't like each other. And I really think that this is going to be treated like a playoff type atmosphere, because I think these are two teams that can definitely see each other down the road when we get to playoff time. The addition for Florida of Brad Marchand only adds more grit to this team, sort of that get under your skin type of player. And Toronto, well, they can bang with the rest of them. They can go toe to toe. We've seen this team get a lot more chippy under Craig Berube, and there's some solid goaltending on both sides as well. So to me, this sets up as a 3-2 kind of game, 3-1 kind of game. So give me the under in a lean between Toronto and Florida. Now we're heading to the Canadian Tire Center where the Ottawa Senators take on the Boston Bruins. And I was torn on this game because I went back and forth on it. But at the end of the day, I think I'm still on the Ottawa Senators here at home. I don't love it because Boston, has picked up a couple of wins as of late against tough teams. But part of me thinks it's kind of like that adrenaline rush that you get when you get hurt. And you keep going for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, a couple days goes by, and then you really start to feel the pain. I think that's what's happening with Boston here. They got a couple of wins after trading away Brad Marchand. A couple of nice wins. They're feeling themselves a little bit, and now I think the reality check is going to set in because this is still a Boston team that is 11-17-3 on the road this season. Not good. And a Boston team that is 7th in the Atlantic Division. Unfamiliar territory for this Boston Bruins team. Head to head, the Ottawa Senators had actually had the recent history against Boston. They'd won 3 straight before Boston picked up a 2-0 win back on January 23rd. But I think Ottawa gets some revenge here. Ottawa 19-9-2 at home this season. They've won 4 straight and 5 of 6. They've been picking up some solid wins as of late. I'll lean towards the Senators to win this one in regulation. Maybe it's a fate of the Bruins more than anything else. Now we head to this matchup from the Prudential Center where the New Jersey Devils take on the Edmonton Oilers. And another very tough matchup for me in this game. I kind of went back and forth on it, but I think I'm leaning towards the New Jersey Devils here, mainly because, I like this New Jersey Devils team, especially when they're at home. They have a great road record as well, but, New Jersey can be a tough place to go on the road and win. Edmonton has had some issues with consistency as of late. They've still dropped 7 of their last 10 games. And if you're looking at their recent road games, since the Four Nations break, they've lost 5 of their last 6 games on the road. And I just think New Jersey, even though they are missing Jack Hughes, can still show up here and put together a decent enough performance. So for me, it's a lean towards the Devils on the money line, but it's definitely one of my least favorite games on Thursday's card. Now we head to the XL Energy Center where the Minnesota Wild take on the New York Rangers. I went back and forth on this game as well, but I think I finally settled on the under, mainly because I don't trust either one of these teams right now. The New York Rangers, every time I give them the benefit of the doubt, they fall flat on their face. They've scored a combined 9 goals, so basically 2.2 goals per game during this 4-game losing streak that they've been on. And now you take on a Minnesota team that right now I think their strength is their goaltending with the tandem of Philip Gustafsson and Marc-Andre Fleury. On the other side, though, despite that being their strength, the Minnesota Wild have won just 3 of their last 8 games because they've scored 2 goals or less in 7 of those 8 games. So to me, this just sets up as a 3-2, 2-1 kind of game where the goaltending steals the show. I mean, hell, the New York Rangers still have Igor Shesterkin who can steal a goal for this win in goal for this Rangers team anytime he takes the crease. So give me the under between the Wild and the Rangers. Now we head to the Crypto.com arena where the Los Angeles Kings take on the Washington Capitals. And I know I've said before on previous wraparounds that there are very few teams that I would pass on the Los Angeles Kings against when they are at home. And I like this Kings team at home where they're 21-3-4, a 75% win percentage this season. And they've been at their best, and it's the home ice advantage is a big reason why I think the Los Angeles Kings could potentially sneak up from behind and win the Pacific Division. Right now, at last glance, when you look at the division standings, the Los Angeles Kings are 7 points out of the division lead with 2 games in hand on Edmonton in second and 1 game in hand on Vegas, who are in first. The problem is that one of those teams that I would pass on the Los Angeles Kings for at home are the Washington Capitals because they have been just as good on the road as the Kings have been at home for the most part. I mean, yeah, they're not 21-3-4, but Washington 22-7-2 on the road this season, 43-14-8 overall this season, and the Washington Capitals have won 3 straight meetings between these two teams, 8 of the last 10. I'm going to roll with the Washington Capitals on the money line at plus money because it is not often that you're going to get the Capitals at plus money on the road the rest of the way. On Thursday's card takes us to the SAP Center where the San Jose Sharks take on the Chicago Blackhawks, and this is up there with, with the Devils and Rangers and the Senators and the Bruins as some of my least favorite games on the board on Thursday. But I'll lean towards Chicago here. The home team has won both meetings this season, But prior to that, prior to the San Jose Sharks win on Halloween, the Blackhawks had won 5 straight games in this head-to-head matchup. And, for me, it's just all about going to the side that's getting plus money in this game. The Sharks are 9-20-2 at home. The Blackhawks are 7-21-5. We are past the point of, I think, sub 20% win percentage on the road this season. If you need to bet this game, I can tell you there are much better options on Thursday's card. But for me, for just the sake of having something here, I'm going to lean towards the Chicago Blackhawks. But if you couldn't tell by now, not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet in any way, shape, or form. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Thursday, March 13th, 2025. Again, if you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $15 best bet, head on over to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. And remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.